So,
Good evening, everyone. Maybe you remember me or not. Bill Spargo over at PDA. I don't think most of you have met Megan, but Megan's in our office. She is also, actually, you also over in the office. Peter and Lou. We were asked to come and do a presentation tonight. It's basically an update to where we're at so far. The first thing we're going to talk about is the scope, but before we talk about the scope, I just want to say that working with Sue and John and Amy and Kayla, of course, and Katie, they've been great. They really challenged us. We send out, meeting minutes after minute. I don't know how many other districts I work in, and actually, I don't think any of them do that. But I'm getting comments from Kay and Sue and John all the time, and it's great. Because it helps us, and we had this discussion a long time ago. It's that communication piece. So we make sure that we're getting the right stuff in the project. And Tom, as a board member, being involved in those meetings has been great also because, he's giving us some feedback from the board, and he's able to come and give you guys some feedback, which I think is great, that everybody's kind of in the loop. But, I think tonight we just wanted to give you an idea of where we're at and what we've been working on since the last time we saw it. So the first thing I'm going to go through, and I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time on every single thing in the scope. This was all of the stuff you guys saw. A couple of tweaks, a couple of adds, some stuff, as we're going through, hey, it's like any other project. You might want to take a look at this. None of those things are, big dollar items, and they're all within that referendum language. It's basically some additional unit ventilators or some fixtures that we didn't look at in the past that's, lower here, they're way beyond their useful life, and we should take care of it. So there's a couple of little things like that. On here, you'll see a couple of areas that are highlighted. There's the security grade upgrades and the consolidation of the main office. That was a big item to that one point of access into the building. And Megan's going to talk about, that process and where we're at with it. Another one was, moving that fitness center and getting the free weight stuff. And that was partially because of the office reconfiguration that we needed to relocate the fitness center. There's some other stuff on there. Some that I could stand up here and talk about the arms for the windows for 2 hours and want everybody to go to sleep. So we'll just hit the big stuff that you guys are interested in. And of course, if there's any questions about an item that we don't discuss, ask it. I'll try to give you an update. So this is basically the main school building list. And then there's some other items that are more of the mechanical, electrical, some of the power generation and those types of items. Frank and John have been working a lot on how to utilize your generator a little better than it's being used now. I think we're getting close to finalizing that. Now, Megan, if you want to talk about some of this.
So, just to orient you, this is your main entrance here to the main vestibule, and for security reasons, we wanted to bring everyone in to one location. So, we're going to punch a door in there and bring people into this main office. That way, visitors are never they don't even have to come into the building at all if you don't need them to. They can be centralized in this one location. If they're picking up their child, you don't have to have them milling around your lobby area. They're just going to stay in this one office where they're going to have the district secretaries monitoring them. So that was one of the main concerns with this layout. And we reconfigured the offices throughout. The principals will be in the front with a conference room in between them. And they're also going to have visual access into this room, but they can regulate that. We'll have like blinds or shades on there so they can still have their private office there. And then the superintendent will be down here with secretary, and they're going to have the access between their offices because they are working together a lot, so that makes a lot of sense. And then the back, the business manager, relocating the vault to the back of the suite and adding a records room. So all that means we had to take the nurse and move her out into her own suite, which made a lot of sense for, to student privacy and things like that, and it just made the flow of the office suite a lot better. And we moved her into where the clinician area was. So we're keeping the layout that pretty much the same, so there's two exam rooms, which is nice, with doors, so they can have private exams in there when need to, or if they're really sick, and cots at the top, and the desk is going to be located in the center of the area, so she'll have full access to everything going on in the suite, so she'll know everything that's going on, and there won't be any little alcoves, kind of how there are now, where people can be hidden away.
The other thing that you mentioned is that there's a central corridor in there, so that if you have to go to the business manager, you're a visitor to the school and you have to go and pay your taxes or whatever, you still don't get access to the building. You go through that corridor here.
That's why we figured that corridor as a security purpose.
Yeah, to keep as many people out of the building as you want. So yeah, so you can have, during the school day, visitors coming to the building that have other functions other than teaching or picking up their kids and being able to do those without, breaching the security measures.
That's the question.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know if I'll be able to.
are your outside exits alarmed?
The outside exits to
The outside?
yeah, the ones that you have currently are not. You can easily, with a card access system, set those up that way. That's part of what we're looking at in the security and surveillance system.
Not for people to get in, but.
No, so when they're, as soon as they're open, there's an alarm that
Yes.
goes back to the office, and in a lot of districts, they have cameras in those locations, so we can see who has accessed it. A lot of districts where they've had that situation is where they have closed courtyard, and they have people exiting into the courtyard so that they can see.
Well, you funnel everybody through your main area for security purposes. I just want to make sure that somebody's not going to win and lock the
Well,
door.
that is always, the issue with security, is if you don't have alarms or something on the doors, a student can let anybody in,
Right.
or a teacher can go to any one of these doors, let's go over here, open it up and send them in there. But that's all part of what we're looking at with the surveillance and security system. To
Well,
prevent.
the cameras is a good idea for gathering evidence after the fact.
No, that's all they're good for.
But if you have an alarm that notifies you that somebody's opened that door.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so like Phil said, we had to keep the fitness center and move it somewhere else so we could gain that space for the office suite. So we took a classroom that wasn't being used, or maybe another one was going to be used, and we're going to move that classroom to there and opened it up by the secondary admin area is now, and took a little bit of space there. So we combined the fitness center, which is all your ellipticals and treadmills and things that are over here, and combined it with the free weights that are over in a completely different location of the school, and made it one location, easier access, used for fitness class, with gym class.
Because that was another reason that we did that, we moved into the classroom, because it needed to be a bigger physical space in order
Right.
to legally hold classes in there.
Absolutely,
You
yes.
could never get that down there, we just couldn't get the space.
Right. Now, yes, so there has the free weights combination, and you can leave this space open floor space and do maybe large group activities, like I know Zumba's really hot now, so if people in the community are doing that, maybe you could bring that into this location as well.
Is that also access to that, secure corridor?
No, this is down,
That in the hall.
this is
Yeah,
access.
that's down the other end, down this end of the building. Yeah.
But there's an entrance right down there, across from it, instead of having people walk through the hallways and.
The site work, obviously, we're gonna look at it in a minute. The bus loop and the parent drop-off is a big piece of that. Reconstructing a lot of the asphalt, and then the photovoltaics, and where we're putting them. The ones that go on the bus garage are gonna be on the roof, but we actually, through a little bit of research and doing some studies of the building, it's actually, there's a spot on the site for the ones that are gonna be allocated for this building that makes a little more sense. So we'll talk about those. And you want to go over to me?
Sure. Again, to orientate you, here's your front entrance. So similar to what you have now, so you have a parent drop off here and you cannot get to the bus drop off at all. So it's completely separate and just makes things easier so parents aren't making it congested when the buses are trying to drop off the kids. So the parents have their own drop off over here and then the bus has their own loop over here. Looking into maybe a new LED sign in the front. Just doing a lot of milling and resurfacing the existing asphalt that's there. It's kind of in rough shape in a couple spots. Some upgrades to your fields, the softball field, there's a drainage problem there, so we're looking into solving that, making it a little better to play on. Larger backstop for the baseball fields, so the foul balls aren't going over and getting lost in the marsh and stuff like that. Oh, yes, and an access drive. Right now, if a child gets injured playing soccer and it needs an ambulance, it's kind of difficult for that emergency vehicle to get over there. So we're proposing having an emergency drive to get out closer to the fields.
This is happening to right?
It's kind of, it's between the soccer field and
Fall
and
into
the,
the sidewalk.
it's adjacent to that basketball court. And it's hard to see on the site plan, but that's where that side of that hill is where we're proposing putting those.
Is there some type of movable barricade that people can drag out?
Yeah, there's, that was a big discussion. If the emergency vehicles will be able to get out there. There's an access road. But there, it's gonna be, it's a change. But we are proposing a couple of gates, that, obviously, open and closed, but it's going, it's gonna be, someone's gotta tell them no. We're not gonna be here to tell them no, you can't go down there. That's gonna be yours. But yes, there is, we're building a barrier, but you still have to say no.
But it's also to be used for handicap access.
Right, and
Yeah.
handicap access, if you have parents with parents in wheelchairs, absolutely, you should get them down there on that.
But if you have a barricade, it's a light, so when you're not here, people can't drive out of the field.
Yes, that will be there. Then the bus garage, the big piece over there is the addition with the bus lift. There's some other stuff to go over with Dave, panels that are going on that roof. There's not much more over there, it's exciting.
And the site plan is showing the panels over there.
Yeah, I did, if you go back, yeah, they're over here along this, there's a tree line back here, and there's the side of that little hill, kind of faces the soccer field. That's where we're proposing.
Are you cleaning out any ditches, existing ditches for the drainage and that? There's some ditches on the backside and right there in the middle of the field. Are any of those?
We're looking, Appel is looking at all of the drainage issues on the field, so anywhere that there's drainage problems, that's what we're looking at taking care of. We're not gonna do one area and not the others. You're just moving the problem somewhere else if you don't kind of address the whole thing.
It's a big grass or sort
Oh, no, it's good. You're up there and you say anything about certain No, and state that's not real. That's the first thing that, you said the grass field. There's another district try to switch and, state that said you can build whatever you want, but they're only paying for grass. Alright, so the mechanics bay, basically, we're building one additional bay on, so we got a lift, and then there's another spot for an additional bus for maintenance in that bay.
Is there going to be a drive on there?
Then the next thing, I guess, unless you guys have questions about the scope. If anybody has any questions, specific questions about the scope. Then the last thing we probably will talk about is the schedule. This is the schedule we presented a long, long, long time ago, and we haven't changed it much. The one thing that's, our date to submit it to SED hasn't changed, it's still October 15th. SED has been, and we mentioned that before, it's up to them how long they're gonna take to review it. They were getting down there to 15, 16 weeks. The last projection that we saw, we were at 24 weeks, so hopefully it was summer vacation and they're all coming back to work. But right now, our goal is what it always was to submit October 15th, hopefully SED 15, 16 weeks. SED approval, in February, January, February, putting it out to bid and awarding contracts in March. Construction starting in March and going through that summer, wrapping up, the final stuff, touches, the odds and ends, punch list type stuff. By January, we're getting the closeout documents all done and submitted sometime in March or February of 2015. The little circle down here is where we're at right now. We're close to the end of the design phase, because obviously we're going to be submitting in October. I think we've done a great job with the district, with all their input on the planning. Now it's us polishing up the details, making sure that they work. There's still a couple of items that we're, working out. But basically from this point forward, we've got plans that are very well set, so now we can go ahead and start adding the details so that SED can review it for the code requirements, and then contractors will be able to read what they're seeing. The stuff you're seeing there is basically not a lot of detail in it because it's more for presentation than for actual construction. In here you can see that we changed, we had this from the beginning, we had two schedules, kind of just in case of SED, and the orange we kind of expanded a little bit to 20 plus weeks, and to show you kind of what that does to the schedule. That kind of, puts an approval somewhere in April, May, and then getting contracts awarded in that time frame, and then realistically getting contractors on site. Are they going to get a full summer? Maybe, maybe not. Depending on exactly how that hits. There's some window work, there's a lot of stuff with the bus garage and the photovoltaics and stuff, and it's just lead times on getting those materials physically on site. A lot of, I don't know how many you know, but a lot of companies, they're not producing stuff until the order is placed, so it's extending those lead times. So we're being conservative, I think, with our schedule, because we don't want to just say, hey, Phil, this was supposed to be done 6 months earlier than you said. So if everything falls right, we may take one summer, but I'm not confident enough to say that. So we've added in, we want to close it out in July, or not start, close it out in this schedule before the summer of 15, but if it doesn't, if we don't get that, that gives us another summer, the second summer, to get the remainder of that work done. And then the closeout will be, September, October, in that time.
Do you have a list of what projects you're going to start with, and then we're not going to do everything at once?
We usually do the phasing plan when it's at SCD to figure out what their time frame is, because it could change drastically. If they approve it in January, we can award contracts in March, maybe we're not gonna start foundations on a bus garage in March, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it may change based on that. So generally, we look at that right closer to the end of the SCD approval and put that in. But like stuff that has to happen in the building, depending on what type of stuff it is, it's either second shift or it has to be done in the summer. So those are kind of locked into the summer. And depending, if you get like April or May approval, the stuff that has to happen in the building when students aren't here, we can't do it during the school year, and then if we don't have enough time to get it in that summer, it's going to have to go to the next summer.
What are the details of SCD generation?
I've been doing this for 15 years. As far as,
It's not bid ready documents, bid sets or anything.
oh no, this will be a bid set submitted to them.
It will be a bid set, some of the SCD.
Yep.
So basically, your bid documents will be ready when they approve it.
No, when we submit it, they're
Right.
ready.
But that means they're ready to approve it, so you don't have to wait.
No.
You're not building bid documents or you want the approval process, you got bid documents already.
What they will receive will be the bid documents.
That's-
There is they issue questions and then we have to issue addendums. We don't generally, so I'm not telling you something that's not true. We don't issue the plans to contractors with addendums issued to SED. We would make those changes, print those as the bid documents, and then addendums would be per the contractors, and so don't get confused with what SED was asking us.
Are they good about giving you an end as a CM or there is a variance, okay, it's fine, we have no changes?
Who, SED?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know what it does, it's like this magic thing, it goes and sits there for 4 or 5 months, and then someone picks it up, and everything happens at once.
Oh, that's okay.
There's an architectural reviewer, they might, and this happens to us a lot, the architectural reviewer might be a lot less busy than the mechanical reviewer, so if, let's say, we submit in October, in November, we might have architectural comments
Oh,
on all of the architectural, but we may not get mechanical until March. So, yes, we can pick up the architectural stuff and get that piece approved. And if you ever look at the SED website, you'll see architectural approved, mechanical approved, and then project manager approved.
okay.
So it is in 3 pieces, but yeah, generally, they don't look at it until when they open them. They're not, it's not our process, or it goes through that way. I don't know.
Is this good? Will you be the project manager on site?
Oh, yeah.
You will.
He's a construction manager?
We don't do, that's up to you guys to decide, not us. We can help you through the process. King and King does not offer construction management services. We don't, that's kind of a, it's,
How many contractors?
right now, we're looking at just 4 firms. General construction, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing.
You are going to be for the firm.
We have to, that makes sense, because of the size of the project.
So the site works when we enter the DC?
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. It's not, the main reason for it is the aid for the project. Site work is considered by state ed incidental to construction. So it falls under the incidental side, which can't exceed 25% of the project. So when you put it in the GC package, it helps you on the aid side because it's not a standalone line item that they're saying, you know, with your legal fees, with your architectural fees, with your construction management fees, and then the site work, you're over your 20% or 25%. So unless it's a really complicated site piece, or if you're doing a resurfacing of the track or the turf field, those are things that we would just put out as a site prime so that they can handle it. But this isn't that complicated, and you're probably better off with a site contractor over the GC. Any other questions?
This is good to, is this under, senior citizen,
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a public fund, so it's big like any other public project, over $450,000. That's the big, and that's why I said it's for anything over 500,000, you have to, it has to be a multiple. Anything else? So I guess the next time, we'll probably come back when it's sitting at SED sometime in, weather dependent, November, December. Come up and give you guys another update, have a lot more stuff to look at. And, John will have, as soon as we submit it to SEGP, John will have a set of plans and stuff, and I'm sure Tom will keep updating the board on the progress on everything. Great, thanks, guys.
Next one.